Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my complete cook system that I'm going to be taking along with me on my 2020 Appalachian Trail thru hike. I plan to use the freezer bag cooking method. I'm going to take some time to go through all of the components, and then I'm going to prepare one of my favorite trail comfort dinners. Coming up next. Okay everyone, before we dig into my system, let's go ahead and put it on the scale here. This will be all my components without the fuel canister. However, we'll be including my windscreen. And you can see my entire system weighs in at 7.2 ounces, or, let me press a little harder here, comes in at 205 grams. Here's all of my cook system broken down into each one of its components. We're going to start over here with my Toaks 750 milliliter pot. 750 milliliters converts to 25.3 yada 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 ounces, just to give you an idea of how much you can put in that pot. It is a titanium pot, served me very well. I am keeping the lid with me. Little trick when you're on a trail, a lot of people don't realize, is the lid on here, if you take a close look at it, when you store it, the lid flops down. If you pull this tab up and slide it slightly to the side, this will actually stand up. What's great about that is if you're cooking on a campfire, or you just need to simply stir everything in the pot, that stands up. You can grab it with your hand. You don't want to do it with your bare hands because it's going to get pretty hot. So that is my pot, and I've also purchased the Snow Peak Hot Lips. You'll burn yourself one time on a hot pot while you're out camping, and that'll be the last time. These things are awesome. You do not want to put that on there while you're cooking. My stove is the BRS 3000, a little cost-effective and ultralight stove that you can pick up on Amazon for $15 to $20. This little guy has proven itself. The only downside to this is if you plan on simmering something, sometimes you have a little trouble regulating the temperature. But when I use this guy, I usually cook almost full blast because my objective is to heat my water for my meals or for my coffee. Nifty little stove right there. Also a mini Bic lighter. A lot of folks don't realize is if this is out of fuel, it's actually the spark that ignites your stove, so don't throw it away. Also, if you have a ferro rod, you can start your stove by simply striking a spark into the propane plume, and it'll fire right up for you. So don't throw these away if that's empty. Over here, homemade Kozy. This is made out of Reflectix. I made this myself. There's plenty of videos out there how to make these. I prefer making these like a Kozy for my pot. And I'm going to tell you why here in just a few minutes. I also made a little lid that actually I put a slit in the middle so my stove lid or my cup lid can stick up through the middle. Here's my titanium spoon, simply an off-brand. I think I paid maybe $9. Amazon Prime shipped to my house. This is the Lexada brand, and you definitely want to go with a polished bowl. When you're eating your meal out there, if the titanium coating goes all the way through the bowl, that texture on your teeth is going to drive you crazy. So go with that polished bowl. Just a little tip there. This is my homemade windscreen that I made out of the bottom of a disposable aluminum roasting pan. And I want to make sure that you guys can see that I actually rolled the edges over so I don't cut myself. I also took a simple paper punch and poked some holes in the bottom to allow air to come up through the bottom. It's also going to help keep my canister from overheating so I don't risk the chance of explosion. This little guy folds up real simple and rides in the back of my pack right down in the slot where your water bladder rides. Very cost effective. I think I have 50 cents in this. Keep an extra bandana in my cook system. Multitude of uses for that. This is my DCF stuff sack for my entire system. This was made by Jeff Myers of Myers Tech Hammock Labs, and Jeff did a fantastic job making this. So you'll notice that the top is round, the bottom is square to give it some stability. The inside seams are taped. This thing is waterproof. I can put water in here. I could put a couple drops of Dr. Bronner's in there. I could wash up in there. You'd never want to put any food in this stuff sack. This weighs 7 grams. It contains everything in my cook system. I cinch the top, and this rides on the outside of my pack. I turn it upside down so everything stays nice and dry. So it's going to be easily accessible to put some coffee, some packets of tea. I'm leaving in February, so during lunchtime period, I'm probably going to be looking for a hot drink. Check out Jeff Myers. He did a fantastic job. He sent me pictures. He actually customized this and made it a couple sizes larger to support my Kozy, and now he offers these for the Kozy system as well. Jeff is an awesome guy, and he's also a Marine. Thank you for your service, Jeff. Here's everything put together, and we're just about ready to fire the stove up and get cooking, everyone. Before I do that, I want to share the recipe that I'm going to be making. This is one of my favorite recipes to make on the trail, and this is definitely a comfort food. This is my version of a Thai peanut noodle, or you could simply call it a peanut noodle recipe. The basic 3 components you need for this recipe is simply peanut butter, chili flavored ramen, and you need some chicken, or in this case I'm actually using some butterball turkey jerky, and the flavor is spicy Thai. Those 3 components is how easy you can make this. If you really want to kick this up a notch, which I like to do myself, I include a packet of true lime or some fresh squeezed lime juice from a lime that I packed out from town. This is actually cilantro that I'm going to be putting on top, and cilantro will last for days on trail, even in hot weather. All you have to do is store that in a damp napkin, not toilet paper, a damp napkin or a paper towel from town. Dampen it and keep it in a Ziploc bag, and you'll be able to enjoy this cilantro not only for this recipe, but I know a lot of folks are using taco rice or refried beans and things of that nature, and cilantro really adds another dynamic to your recipe. Okay, everyone, we're ready to get this thing started, and I'm going to go ahead and fire the stove up. I'm going to try to do the best I can with this one-handed. I'm going to go ahead and get the fuel going. I'm going to touch this guy off. I have a half a cup of water in here, which equates to about 12 ounces of water. Everyone, you'll notice when I made this windscreen, allow plenty of room around the base of the fuel canister. This will support larger fuel canisters and also prevent the heat from building up around the fuel canister itself and causing it to explode. Over here, freezer bag method, everybody. This is why I prefer to use this type of a Kozy. I have everything situated inside. I have my ramen in there broken up, which, by the way, if you want to crush your ramen without having it explode all over the place, you can actually use your fuel canister or the curved surface of your cup to actually help break your ramen up. So there's ramen inside. I have my seasoning pack. I have my packet of true lime on the inside. True lime, by the way, you can make some great drinks with this. You can put it in your water bottle. You can have it simply as that instead of one of your flavored drink packs. And even if you are in town and you have the opportunity to grab a couple sugar packs, you can even sugar it up a little bit. So this true lime is really invaluable to have along. So I do have the true lime, the seasoning pack, the ramen, and my Thai turkey jerky ready to go. And just a reminder, pull out your oxygen pack out of your jerky. We're gonna let this cook for a minute, and we're gonna make some magic happen. Here we go. About 2.5 minutes in, everyone. You can see we already have steam here at the top. This is gonna be the way that I'm gonna heat water for my coffee, for my oatmeal, any type of food prep that I'm gonna be doing out here on the trail. Working one-handed here. Trying not to spill this, trying to be safe. Again, don't burn yourself, everybody, when you do this. Pull my lid off. Go ahead and take my hot water here. Try to keep it off my lens. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in to the contents there. We're going to give this a really good quick stir. And you want to make sure that when you're doing this, you get down into the corners of the baggie. Get that stirred up. Okay, I have my baggie zipped shut. I'm going to tuck that down inside my Kozy there a little bit. I'm going to put my lid in there, and I'm also going to put my Reflectix top. I'm going to let that sit for about 12 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we're about 12 minutes in. I'm ready to add the peanut butter, and the reason I did not add that in the beginning is I wanted to make sure that the ramen and the turkey jerky had an opportunity to absorb the hot water. Had I added the peanut butter with the oils and simply the thickness of the peanut butter would have prevented the water absorption there. So I'm going to go ahead and add the peanut butter. I'm going to give it a really good stir for about a minute, and then I'm going to close everything back up and let it sit for another couple minutes, and then I'm going to show you the end result. Everything should be ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and uncap this, and I'm going to show you why I have chosen to use this method of freezer bag cooking in this type of a Kozy with Reflectix versus an envelope style. So this is actually going to end up being my bowl that I'm going to eat out of. And in order to do that, I'm going to tear the end of my freezer bag open right here, and I am simply going to peel the freezer bag down over the edges here. And I'm even using 2 hands now, and you can see I'm having trouble with that. But we'll get it situated here. So this is how I would actually go about eating this using my Reflectix Kozy as a bowl, and I would simply put my cilantro on the inside. You can see it's steaming all that time. It's still hot and ready to roll here. So at this point, I would go ahead and put my cilantro in, and then I would go ahead and eat it. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this out in a bowl so you guys can take a closer look at what I've made, my version of Thai peanut noodles. And here we go, have everything plated with some fresh cilantro on top. Now, I got to tell you, packing out fresh ingredients from town is an absolute morale booster. If you wanted to amp this up a couple other ways, what I've even done in the past is I've reserved some of the ramen and would put a little bit of the ramen with a little bit of olive oil on the inside of my cup. And what I would do was, you don't want to put it on directly on to toast it. The point is to toast it. So what I do is I put a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of crushed ramen, and I'll make sure I don't burn myself. I'll use a pair of gloves or a sock or something like that. And what I'll do is I'll have my stove cranking, and I will simply swirl that on top to toast the ramen. You'll smell it begin to toast, and you would simply put your toasted ramen on the top. If you really wanted to share this with family, it makes a huge serving. You would be able to take some tortilla shells and divvy this up amongst your family and have a good time. You could pack out fresh bean sprouts. If you really, another thing to amp this up really good is if you were to pack out some coconut water. You really want to get that Thai flavor, pack out some coconut water from town. So that is pretty much it. That is my favorite comfort food, my version of an Asian peanut noodle or Thai peanut noodle. And I hope you guys like that. Do want to say thanks for stopping by and checking out my cook system that I'm going to be taking with me next year. If you have any questions regarding any of the equipment that I shared with you, feel free to post that in the comments below. Also, if you have any favorite recipes, I would love to hear that. Obviously, judging by my waistline, I love to eat, so feel free to share away in the comments below. Also, any items that you'd like to pack out from town, some fresh ingredients that have worked for you, I would love to hear that. All of my subscribers, I can't thank you enough for all the support that you've given me so far, and I do welcome all of my new subscribers. Make sure you guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that notification bell. And if you did like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm going to be dropping some more gear vids real soon. Looking forward to see everybody real soon. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching Wild on the Trail.